Hello and welcome. Normally this time of year I always do a top list of things I'm looking forward to coming to Walt Disney World, Walt Disney Studios, and the company in general. And I've been doing this for years now. The first one I did was back in 2016, and I had a top 6 things I was looking forward to in 2016. Since it's a new year, to make a list out of them. So instead of listing 16, because I don't have that many, I have 6 things that I'm very excited for and obsessed with for the new year. Going into this, I had no idea what to even say to look forward to because unfortunately, as we all know, the Disney parks and the Disney Company haven't been doing too many projects at the moment. They've been pulling back, they've been trying to recoup from their losses over the panoramic and afterwards, and there's not a lot of developments happening. It's still fitting that it is 2024 and I could only come up with 4 items. So it works out within the theme where I have 4 things to look forward to in 2024, but it's so sad that I only have 4 things that I could think of. There are major projects that are happening. Splash Mountain has been no more. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is coming through, but as I've said thoughts on this before, I wish they would have just given Tiana her own ride specifically and not have rebranded on top of another ride. I just feel like Tiana needs more respect to have her own ride and even restaurant and section, because the only thing I will say, and I don't know if it's happening, but if they are building and changing things within Magic Kingdom for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, can we please bring beignets into the parks? Because I love the beignets at Disney, and right now you can only get them at Port Orleans French Quarter. So it's very specific. You have to be staying at the resort, which thankfully I was able to stay at on the last trip that I went to, and was able to enjoy them multiple times during the week that I was there. But it would be awesome to be able to get them at Magic Kingdom as a staple. I would look forward to that. I know they're not doing it yet, but I would say that would be one major thing to look forward to if they brought beignets into the park with Tiana. Please.
Yeah, you milk.
I like that. I like that a lot. It's really good. Obviously, that doesn't count as the official thing I'm looking forward to because it's not an official thing, but that's my suggestion. The other major project that they're doing that I am not looking forward to is the Country Bear Jamboree. I've also talked about that too in the video after the D23 Expo. Please do not ruin my Country Bears. Please leave the Country Bears alone. They are perfectly fine as is. If anything, refurbish them and make sure they're working great. But I appreciate the historical accuracy that we have for these bears, that it's such a quiche and campy piece of Americana that you can't find many other places. And I love how unique it is at this point in time. I love that this was an inspiration and a homage to the past. And I just love the songs when they go in there. And I love that it is specifically those songs that aren't tied to Disney movies. And I've expressed this many times before, even with the fireworks that just came out at Epcot, because Luminous just premiered, so therefore it's something that happened in 2023. But I will say, I know there's a lot of mixed reviews about it. They need to stop with the IP in every single park, because just from watching it through the television, through live streams, since I haven't been able to see it in person, I just felt like I were getting another copy of Happily Ever After, but like the worst, unrejected kind of Happily Ever After. I adore Happily Ever After, and I'm so happy it came back. I'm happy with that staying for years to come, and that is a perfect fireworks show for Magic Kingdom. Please, can we get something on the lines of Illuminations for Epcot? Thank you. And that is my ranting for today. Those are the only things that definitely need to change or not change coming up in the Disney parks.
It's important to reflect back on what happened this year. So many attractions closed so soon. Obviously, the Star Wars Cruiser was one of the major things that we lost, but of course that was expected.
Star Wars Cruiser. So It'll be a couple of months, but I am so hyped to just sit back and watch all of the videos coming out and see what they're really doing with it. I'm sure it's gonna be great. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of really awesome things about it, but it's not looking good right now.
I really would have loved to have experienced it, but the writing was on the wall from the beginning. No one was surprised that this didn't make it, and I hope that they learned from this mistake to make better immersive experiences that everyone can enjoy instead of a select wealthy few. We also saw the transitions of Harmonious ending, Epcot Forever coming back temporarily, Happily Ever After coming back rightfully so, and Tron finally opening up in Magic Kingdom, which is such a worthwhile experience, and I loved being able to go on it.
This list is for things that I am looking forward to, so I really want to focus on the positive.
Oh I'm anxiety. Where can I put my stuff?
A new emotion.
This year, we have Inside Out 2 coming out, and I am very excited about it. I love the concept of Inside Out, and I thought it was such a cute, unique film. I mean, it's not the most original concept, but nothing is anymore. And I love the character development. I loved the emphasis on emotions and how they change as you get older, and I really am excited to see what they're going to do because Riley is turning into a teenager. We have anxiety coming through as one of the emotions, and that is something that I have a lot of experience with in my personal life, so I already know it'll be super relatable, and I am really excited to see the other emotions that we don't know about yet. I really hope that this is a thorough film. Pixar definitely needs a lot of wins again because they haven't been able to really showcase their quality due to only being released on Disney Plus compared to being able to be in the theaters since this world has been crazy the last couple of years. But I'm hoping that at least with Pixar, they'll be able to get back to the top of their game. I know it's a sequel, but I think it looks really promising, and I'm really excited about it.
Divided by fear. One man must stand alone. Will Smith, Ryan Reynolds, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Toby Jones, Ian, Graham Norton's pants rated R.
The second movie that I'm looking forward to this year is Deadpool 3. And it's interesting because of course you wouldn't think of Deadpool 3 as Disney, but as we've already established, Deadpool 3 is owned by 20th Century Fox. Disney bought 20th Century Fox. Therefore, Deadpool is and has always been a Disney princess.
Oh yeah, Deadpool Teen Princess. Confirmed.
I'm very intrigued by it because the first one I love. The first movie is phenomenal and I adore it so much. The second one wasn't my favorite. There were certain things that I really didn't like about it, but I liked the direction that they were going into, and I know that Ryan Reynolds is definitely a fan of the franchise and he definitely wants to see it succeed. He puts a lot of heart and soul into it, so I do have a lot of respect in that regard because I know that he really wants to put out a polished, fantastic, amazing, fun project. So it'll be really interesting and intriguing to see what this happens. We have Wolverine and Deadpool together, so I think with that combination, it should be amazing. And I'm really curious of what other characters may pop in because I don't know too much about it. I haven't done too much research about it, and it'll be a good surprise. I know the Marvel Universe is completely full. It has so much. If you're not into it, you could get lost really easily. And I really haven't even been keeping up on every little show and movie that they've come out with, but Loki was phenomenal and I adored it, and please, I would love another season of it. But again, that happened in 2023, so we're here to focus on the future, not the past. There's only one little thing that is happening in the park so far that I am looking forward to. The Little Mermaid show is going to be coming back in Hollywood Studios. Voyage of the Little Mermaid. It is going to be reimagined, so I don't know what they're going to cut. I don't know if they're going to add little things here and there, but it is something that I always loved going to watch. I love the Voyage of the Little Mermaid.
It's just such a cute, simple show that's much needed as another indoor attraction. I've always appreciated how innovative they have been with all the effects they've used in the past. And it's so important to have a space for people to sit, cool down, and enjoy away from the hot Florida sun as well. Of course, I always have to laugh at the fact that Hollywood Studios was built on being a film park, and yet there's basically nothing about filmmaking and it's all theater and Broadway-based shows. I love it, but it's very ironic.
So I'm really happy it's coming back, especially because Hollywood Studios is kind of all over the place. The two newest areas that they have built, Toy Story Land and Star Wars Land, there's not a lot of space to hide. A lot of it's open, it's all outdoors. There's not that many indoor queues as well for the rides. So it'll be great. This is much needed. I'm not sure how it's going to be reimagined, but it is very needed. So I do appreciate that they actually listened and are bringing it back and are not just abandoning that area of the park.
You guys may know that we're working on our next nighttime spectacular at Epcot. You heard about that? All right, well, here's some news.
So finally, because this was a very short list, I always have to look forward to D23. And I say that with a lot of cautiousness because the last couple of D23 information panels that they've had, where they have given us information of what is going to be coming to the future of the parks, haven't been the greatest. There's a lot of thoughts that were not positive with it. And so I don't know if they're holding out for this year because, as everyone knows, Universal is 1 year away from building Epic Universe, and I am insanely excited about that. That's going to be coming in 2025, so not this year, but afterwards. I am so ecstatic for that park, and that is saying a lot because I want to be able to support my Disney brand. I want to be able to support them because they are an awesome company, but they're not doing the greatest, as we all know. Universal looks so cool though. I'm so hyped for that because you have Universal Monsters coming in, you have Super Nintendo World coming in, and they are going to be doing so much with that. And again, rule breaker here, obviously that is the competition, but I'm a fair person. Obviously, I've grown up on Disney, I adore Disney, but when I've become my adult self, I've definitely catered more to Universal because Universal has Horror Nights. Therefore, that makes my Halloween heart very happy. So I always look forward to Horror Nights. That is something that I can always look forward to as like a little bonus extra entry because they always change it every year, and I'm crossing my fingers that we're gonna get a Five Nights at Freddy's house this year. Please, that'd be great. And I really want to go and see it because I missed Stranger Things this year. I wasn't able to make it down and see Stranger Things. Everything was really cool besides that, especially with Oddfellow and all the specific icons, but this, I could ramble on, so that'll be a whole separate video because just saying I have my own wish list of properties that I wish I could see at Horror Nights. But please, Five Nights at Freddy's. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people are saying that too. Back on track, back on subject. I am very curious to see what Disney has because so far they've only been giving us a lot of big sky ideas, which are not great ideas, Disney. Please, can we get back to original properties? And even with Universal, please, can we get back to original properties? The difference is with Universal, at least, is that they have a mixture, and even though they are pulling in a lot of IP with Super Mario and Super Nintendo Land, they have Universal Monsters, and therefore that is their own brand, and they're putting it in the specific park. And I think the difference too is that with Universal's always been a movie park, and that was what they started as. They did not change their identity. They have always been a park where you're spending the day at the movies. So they didn't fall that far from their initial idea. And I think that's the difference with Disney, is that with Disney, they came out and they were like, hey, we're gonna build Magic Kingdom. That's where all your characters in Adventureland and Frontierland are, and you know, all that jazz. That's where they had a mixture of original rides and then IP attractions, and it was great synergy, and I appreciate that. Then you opened up Epcot, where they said, hey, this is where you can visit all the countries and also learn about science. And it was all original ideas, and it was phenomenal and groundbreaking, and I miss it. Then they opened up Hollywood Studios. And the principal knowledge of the and now turned into, hey, let's Star Wars, come on board, right? I love how this was supposed to be, hey, here's things I'm looking forward to, and it still ends up into a video essay style rant. So D23, we'll see if there's any news-worthy, exciting projects coming out later on in the year. And that's the list. That's very short, but those are the things that I'm looking forward to positively, hopefully, this year. And of course, when I'm saying all this too, I obviously still adore the parks, and I look forward to any time I get to go there, because there's still so many things that are built up from years in the past that are still there and I'm grateful for. And I love going back and looking forward to my old favorites. There may be some potential trips happening in May for a weekend, but that's personal wise. Of course, you'll know about it because I'll be filming while I'm down there and putting it up here. So, and I always look forward to the fall, as always, if I can make it down. Of course, things are a little different because I'm not a Florida vlogger, but I don't own an annual pass yet. However, I really do appreciate that I'm able to get experiences that are Disney related that aren't always in Florida, and I really appreciate that they do expand and they are able to bring things up to different cities that aren't California and Florida, because the love for Disney is great, and obviously they have people traveling from all over the world and all over the country to get to their parks. But it's awesome when they bring it up to home, because that's one thing I can reflect on as well this year. Is I'm grateful, of course, I was able to go down to Disney and enjoy it in the spring of this past year. And I have awesome memories with that, and I always have awesome memories whenever I'm able to go. I really appreciate that they were able to bring the 100 Years exhibition to the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia, and obviously I was so ecstatic to go to that. I'm forever grateful that I was able to join my friend with me and teach him about Disney, since he had no idea about anything. So it was an awesome experience, and that is one thing that I will be grateful for and thankful for to reflect back on. And I would love for them to do more events like that. I'm grateful that I am close to Philly and close to New York City, because obviously you have Disney on Broadway, you have the different exhibitions that I've been able to go to in the past, like the Mickey exhibit, which was in New York. So please bring more stuff to New York, because that's right in my neighborhood and it's so easy for me to get to. But obviously I love taking trips to Orlando whenever I can. And it's great to still be on the East Coast and in that regard not be that far away. It's a plane ride away, only a couple hours. Overall, I really hope that 2024 is an amazing year, especially when it comes to the parks. I'm very curious of what is going to be happening this year, because they have been very secretive and we really haven't gotten that much news. So either they have things that they're going on, or they're just letting Universal take over. Who knows at this point? I don't know. Let me know too if there's anything that you guys are interested in and excited for when it comes to the parks and the studios and the company in general, because I tried to look and I really couldn't find that much that's happening. But if there's things that you know about, please let me know in the comments below. And if you want to take a look at the videos that I've made this year, especially in regards to the Philly exhibition and my trip to Disney, they're in the link in the description below. So give those a check out too if you like. But until then, as always, I hope you guys have a magical day, and I will see you real soon.